And I believe we're live. Welcome to the Know Yourself Revolution Live. My name is Grace Gravestock, and I'm excited you're here. Today, we're going to talk about how to make the shift within. I have talked to several clients this week about the chaos that they feel. I suspect it might be related to the eclipse energy. There's a lot of change going on. I mean, that's what we're all about here at the Know Yourself Revolution, and making change fun and easy for everyone. And if you're going through a lot of change right now, I want to give you some practical, relevant tips on how to make the shift within and how to do it in a way that's fun and easy. Before we get into it, I want to share a short video that I recorded earlier this week from a client in South Africa. And I have a feeling you're going to meet her soon. But she talked about how what the impact has been for her of the gratitude practice. And that is one of the things I'm going to recommend to you today. So I want to share with you what Cassie had to say about the practice. And after that, I'm going to put it on the screen where you can get it if you're interested, and it's free.
And would you mind just saying again what you said to me before about the gratitude practice, the impact that had on you?
Firstly, when the words gratitude practice came out of Grace's mouth, I was like, oh, I roll out loud, snore, snore. Gratitude practice has never worked for me. It's a load of baloney, boo boo. And then I thought, yeah, it's like makes it sound quite interesting. And I've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. So I literally did it the next morning. I put it in my diary that night, and it was huge in my diary, and I saw it first thing in the morning, and I thought, oh, okay, I'll give it a go. And just wow. Firstly, I felt good afterwards. I felt light. I felt optimistic. I felt open. I just had a sense of openness and lightness about me, and a calmness. And that was just my emotional feelings about the practice. Oh, and another point, is really easy to do because I'm a slugger bug and I'm not going to put 20 minutes into something like that. No, it's really easy. It's user friendly, and I really noticed results immediately, like literally immediately. I did the gratitude practice and I went into the second step, which was, as Grace says, the plane takes off and then it's up in the air, and I did the manifesting part of it. And I think it was within 15 minutes, wham, bang, skaboogle. I was gifted with, I won't go into the whole story, but it was literally, I needed to catch an Uber and I only had a certain amount of cash on me, and I'm waiting for my new card to be delivered. And I was like, oh no, I can't afford it. I just don't. And I was like, did the gratitude again, and next minute a voucher popped up on my phone. You have received 50% off on your next Uber trip. I was like, whoa, nice one. And it just continued throughout the day, the synchronicities that popped up. Amazing. There's a wonderful woman who I'd never met before, literally bumped into me in the street, and she had information that I needed. And then she walked away. So since day one, I actually use it a lot. I don't use it only, I use it morning and evening. And in the evening, I've changed it slightly to being grateful for the day, what's happened in the day. But I use it all the time. I'll be washing the dishes and I'll slip into it. I'll be walking the dog and I'll just do it in my head. And life has become almost magical, so much easier. And I want to sound practical and imbued with common sense when I say this, because I really need people to know and believe that this works. Because I like proof. I want the proof before I go, oh yeah, okay, this works. And the proof was literally instant, and it hasn't stopped coming. Hour after hour, day after day, what's unfolding in my life is just radically wonderful. And I know it's only going to get better. So much gratitude. I am so grateful that I learned this technique from Grace. and everyone needs to do it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Cassie. That's amazing. What a beautiful testimonial.
So that was Cassie, and you may get to meet her soon. She is one of our Know Yourself Revolution Family by Choice members in South Africa. So if you're joining us from, well, wherever you're joining us from, put your location in the comments. And if you let StreamYard, show who you are, then I can show it on the screen. But really, I was so excited to hear that testimonial from her about the gratitude practice and how much has changed her life. And the reason I wanted to share it with you today is because, as I mentioned earlier, I have talked to several clients this week who are going through some real hard times, a lot of change. And in fact, one client in Norway today told me that he's just been so overwhelmed with all the change in his life that he's felt very tired and needed a lot of extra rest. And it's been hard for him to get that in with all the things that he's going through. I mean, because he's got, a kid and a partner and work and all the regular things that most of us have to deal with. And so if you're going through a change right now and you're wondering how to make it more fun and more easy, I want to share with you 3 things. The first thing is to start your gratitude practice today. Now, I have been teaching this for several years, and it's even part of our course, which you can get at, you can look into that at whatsmychart.com. If you scroll down, I'm going to put that on the screen just so that you have it. You can get your free chart and find out what work you're here for at whatsmychart.com. And if you scroll down on that page, you'll see the Career Aptitude Discovery course, which is for the purpose of helping you get clarity in your next chapter. So people who come through that course, what we do is we hold you by the hand and take your human design, and we look at your specific, unique genius. What are the strengths that you have? What are the things that are literally fun and easy for you to do that are not hard because you're uniquely gifted with things, with capabilities that nobody else is? What if you could be paid for them? What if you could focus on creating a life where that's the center? And you like my dad used to tell me, as long as you love what you do, you won't work a day in your life. And that's been my story all my life. And even though I have worked a lot, like a lot of hours, it's been work that I really enjoy. And so that can be your situation too, as we keep hearing more and more about layoffs and so many crazy things going on in the world. I want you to know that you have control, even though it doesn't feel like it, from where you are right now and you feel helpless. Maybe you feel really frustrated and frazzled. I talked to another client today in Colorado, and she told me that she just feels so frazzled and ungrounded that it's hard for her to focus on getting anything done. And it just seems like like she's subject to expectations from others and other people's schedules and calendars, and she doesn't have the space in her life to really do what she knows on some level she's here to do. And so if that's you, I want to help you. If it feels good to you, like if you're ready for help, I can help you. So start with getting your free chart and find out what work you're actually here for at whatsmychart.com. One of the things that actually has on it, it's a 2-page report, and it will tell you how to make decisions. What are the best decisions for you? It's very simple. And once you understand that, it can save you literally years and years of trial and error, pain, frustration, and lots of money. Think about it. Like, wouldn't your life be better? How much money would it be worth if you knew all the time that the decisions you were making were going to be the correct ones for you? And you're not going to waste time, waste money, waste all the hassle of making decisions that are not in alignment with where you want to go. So this free report actually tells you that. It's pretty amazing. And so if you want help with that, if you want to get a reading, I'm going to put that up here too. Find out what you're hardwired for. So this is a link to schedule a basic human design reading with me to get started. I really want everyone to know themselves, love themselves, and practice self-care. And that's what the Know Yourself Revolution is all about. Why? Because we're in a time where it's only going to get faster. The change is going to be more and more. And so if you're new to my channel, if you're new to what we are doing, we did an event. I'm going to put this on the screen now. We did an event. It's been almost 2 weeks ago now, and we had 12 speakers over the course of a day, and we talked about the 2027 prophecy, and it helps you understand why we're in all these rapid cycles of change, what it's about, and how it's going to affect you. So if you want to get the summary of that 10 days, instead of watching all 10 hours, you can go to kyr.live/MC, and that's free. And you'll have an opportunity to upgrade to VIP if you want to get the full 10 hours. But the reason that I'm offering this is because, and I feel so passionate about it, is because I want you to understand that you do have some control. You have a lot more control than you think, and you are powerful beyond measure. This is something that I'm going to say they don't want you to know. If I was writing a headline, what has been an important truth that's probably been kept from you, it is that you're more powerful than you realize. And if you want to find out what I mean by that, like schedule a reading, I can show you in your chart what you're here to master and the lessons you're here to learn. It was so helpful to me to know why was I going through all the pain I was going through? Why did I have to waste, it felt like when I looked back on it, 15 years in a marriage that was so toxic and so challenging in so many levels. But when I understood why and the lessons that I was here to learn from that, I was able to see that life happens for me, not to me. And that's true for you too. So I want to share with you that we are in day 8 of our gratitude challenge. And the question for you is, what are you noticing? So I shared that video with Cassie in South Africa a few minutes ago. And that was because I was so excited to hear what she was noticing after she started doing it. I've had some amazing stories come in from people as I've been training this and teaching this for the last few years. One lady was a professional consultant, management consultant that I used to work with. And she texted me one day and she's like, "Oh my gosh, Grace, this works. This works not just for me, but for my husband. I'm so amazed." She said he was looking for a job, and I put it in my gratitude journal that he would get a raise and a better job. And he got $10,000 more than his last job. Like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And, she saw money coming in for her. It was actually happening like within the first couple of days of her trying this. So it really is powerful. The client that I spoke to from Norway, let's see, I'm going to put this back on the screen. If you want to start your gratitude practice, it's free. It's an 8-minute video. Sign up and you'll get a couple emails that will remind you about it. But so this client in Norway, I wanted to reinforce that with him because he's going through so much change and he feels helpless about all the things that are happening around him with, society, with his family, with his life living situation. The same with the client in Colorado. She just feels like life is happening to her, not for her. And so if that's you right now, I want you to reach out and try something different. If you've been, whatever you've been doing, look at the results it's been bringing you. So if you're ready and willing to try something different, go to activateyourlifepurpose.com and check out this practice. It takes you 10 minutes in the morning. Ideally it's morning and night, but I do it just once a day. I set my timer for 10 minutes and I use my gratitude journal. I'll show you what it looks like. Whoops, today we went over a page, but most days I do a page and I focus on, as a discipline, I kind of make myself, I use as a guideline to help me stay on track. First of all, a 10-minute timer. Second of all, at least 3 things that I'm grateful for. This helps me process my day. It helps me realize, oh my gosh, I forgot about that thing that happened last night, or I really did sleep well, or, like whatever it is. And what you realize from doing this, besides raising your frequency, which is so important to intentionally creating in the second step, but what you also realize from doing this is that you are fully supported. And you start to see patterns. Somebody asked me today, is it okay if I repeat the same things, day after day? And I said, yeah, as long as they're real, as long as they're genuinely things that you're really happy and grateful for. And if they are, put your intention behind it, like the energy of it, like feel the feelings and enjoy that one more time, like that you're so fully supported, that you have so many things to be grateful for. And then this is important. The second step is where you intentionally create your next chapter or your next tomorrow. And so, one of the people that I talked to today, she was having a hard time imagining what her ideal life would look like. And this is so important and this is why I came up with the gratitude practice. Actually, one of the reasons, why I started sharing it with my clients was because the number one question that people would ask me is, I would say, well, okay, what do you want to create in your life? What do you want? Like, what is your goals? What do you need? What are you looking for in your life? And they would tell me, I don't know. I don't know what I like. I don't know what I want to do. And I said, okay, great. Use this gratitude practice. And I started using it myself every day to be able to lead by example. And I realized as I did it that I was seeing patterns. The same things were popping up every day. And I thought, oh, okay. And that helped me to know myself better. See, know yourself, love yourself, trust yourself. It's a formula. When you know who you are, that brings you to a place where you can love who you are. And when you love who you are, you can start to trust yourself instead of hate yourself. A lot of people, I've been surprised in this work to find out how many people actually have self-hatred, self-loathing, and there's reasons for that. There's usually associated with trauma. So, there's easy solutions for that. And if you follow me at all, you'll see that I talk about some of the people that have helped me find quick and easy solutions. And you'll probably see them on my shows. Because they are all aligned behind this idea that when we know ourselves, we love ourselves, we trust ourselves, then we are going to practice more self-care. And when we practice more self-care, what we're saying to the universe and what we're expressing about ourselves is that we are worthy. You are worthy of taking extra rest. You are worthy of spending the time it takes to, investing is what I should say. You are worthy of investing the time that it takes to meditate every day. Like I do that every day when I wake up now. I've only been doing it for a month. And it's changed everything in the sense that I look forward to doing it instead of thinking I have to try to fit it in, or I wish this would work, or falling asleep. I actually look forward to it. And here's the secret that I found, just in case you are one of these people that has a hard time with meditation. If you are, put me in the chat. We could talk about this. For so many years, I've been trying to make meditation work. And I've been thinking, when is this magical thing going to happen? Like, I really wish it would work for me, but I just keep falling asleep. What I figured out is that meditation actually helps me relax. And so I don't know how many other people are actually like me. I have literally bought books and programs on how to relax. Like, I know that probably sounds really ridiculous to you, but I literally don't know how. I'm going to say this differently. Counsel Claire, I am learning. I am choosing to learn, and I'm getting better at it every day, knowing how to relax. And I'm practicing relaxation every day when I meditate. So I'm doing this Silva meditation, part of Mind Valley, with Vishen Lakhianti. Changed my life about 6 years ago when I came across one of his videos on YouTube about, he has a 6-stage meditation process. And I started doing it and I loved it. It was amazing. And then I got sidetracked and, stopped for a couple of years. But now I'm a member of Mind Valley and I do this, I'm in the Silva thing. So put Silva in the chat if you're also doing Silva. We could probably talk about that. I love it. It's so amazing. And what it does is it has helped me to program my body to relax. And that's what I realized is the key part of meditation, at least for me, is learning how to relax. So I've been trying all these years to figure out how to relax. Guess what? It's really not that hard. And probably most people are like, duh, Grace, it's not that hard. But I'm telling you, it has been challenging for me. In fact, I've found in my life that many of the things that many people find challenging are easy for me, but some of the most basic things that everybody else finds easy are really challenging. And so relaxing is one of those things for me. So I've been doing the meditations, and it's really been life-changing to be able to relax, not just my body, but my mind, my busy monkey mind chatter. If you've ever heard about the monkey mind, then you know what I'm talking about. So we're talking about how to make the shift within. And so it starts with knowing yourself, loving yourself, and practicing self-care. But what does that really mean, and how can we make it practical? So the first step is doing a gratitude journal. ActivateYourLifePurpose.com. Try www.activateyourlifepurpose. It depends on how your browser's set up, but that one is the opt-in, and so you'll get a couple emails to remind you. And that's the first step, is gratitude. The second step, and the gratitude practice helps you do this, is I'm going to say it's indicated by this quote by Tony Robbins: change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. Why am I saying this? This last weekend at the Eclipse event from the Shift Foundation, thank you again, Shannon and Russell. It was amazing, and so many wonderful like-minded change agents who are all here to help shift our planet in a positive direction, to make an energetic shift by amplifying all the positive frequencies that help us increase our frequency and our vibe. And which, if you're wondering what that's about, by the way, if you're new to this, check out the work of David Hawkins. His book Power versus Force is really powerful to show why this matters, like literally measuring the frequency of all these different things. And one of my other mentors, let's see, I'm trying to think of the name of his thing. He's in Dallas. I'm closing my eyes because I'm trying to remember his name. Anyway, he's an amazing medical doctor. He got the Lifetime Achievement Award by his Ivy League peers, which is not an easy thing to do. So he's Ivy League trained, and he also knows about energy because he healed himself of some really crazy things, and he was in bed for 7 years. And so he has written 40 books, and all of them are based on this idea of frequency. So he has created frequency devices that help you raise your frequency. He is focused more on the health, the physical aspect of frequency, and literally charging your battery packs, as he calls them, which are in your body. And so when we have dis-ease, it means that our battery packs are not charging the way they should. And so you can stimulate that with these devices that he has created to heal himself and so many other people, which is amazing. I'm not making any health claims, by the way. You can think of this as edutainment. But I can tell you my experience, and it's amazing stuff. So all that to say, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. So Tony Robbins said that. And these people that I'm referring you to, David Hawkins, who the book Power versus Force was important for me. And then this Dr. Tennant, that's his name. And he's created the Tennant Biomodulator. You can look that up if you're curious about health, frequency, and shifting your health. But so these people have been looking at the world through the lens of frequency. And so this really impacted me. And that's why I offer the gratitude practice, which helps you raise your frequency and intentionally create from that higher place. So the second step in making change fun and easy today is to change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. Oh yeah, what I was going to say was, at this event, the Eclipse event last weekend, I gave a lot of readings, and I would always ask everyone at the end, like, what was the biggest takeaway? And there were several people that said, I really got a new perspective on who I am. I find that I attract a lot of traditional human design. They're called manifesting generators. In our system, they're called express builders. People like me, and we're here for shortcuts. And I feel like we're being drawn together at this time to help humanity move forward in ways that are faster. And so for people who are struggling, it can help, speed up the process of making the change fun and easy. And then there's every type has a specific role and a specific purpose. And I find that I'm also really drawn to, or they're drawn to me, projectors. We call them orchestrators in our system. And that's because you guys, you amazing orchestrators, are here to hold a field of energy. And you have a really important role in not just the Know Yourself revolution, but in the future of humanity. And so I'm going to be talking more about that. I did talk about it at this event over last weekend. I'm going to broadcast it on Saturday at 11 a.m. So you can find it on all my channels. And if you want to understand more about your specific role in this shift, and then what I call the new paradigm and creating this new earth or new paradigm, I talk more about that in that talk, and it's only 20 minutes. So join us if you can. That's Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So the first thing is how to make the shift within is to do a gratitude practice. This is practical. This is relevant, immediately doable. Set a timer, get some pen and paper, and get started. Like, that's something you can do right now. Second is consider getting a new perspective on your life. And you can do that. You can do that so easily by looking at your human design. And so the reason most of these people who I gave readings to said that they got a new perspective is because they were able to see their role in this change when they learned about their chart. So I'm going to put it in there just in case you want to get a reading. You can find out what you're hardwired for. You can find out about your particular purpose based on your human design, and you can get it at kyr.live/reading. You can schedule time with me and I will go through it with you. I will help you understand it, especially if you've done your human design before, but it doesn't make any sense to you. My specialty is human design without jargon. So it's simple, plain English. You don't have to learn the new language of human design. It is complicated. There's 7 ancient systems rolled into one. So I'm here to make it easy for you. So the second thing is change your perspective. And when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And you can change your perspective by getting a new appreciation for who you really are. When you find out what you're hardwired to be and do, look at your human design. I mean, heck, if you don't like human design, look at your strengths finders. Like, look at something, figure out who you really are and who you really aren't. And recognize that a lot of the things that you've picked up over the course of your life are not really you. They're things that have been pushed upon you. And I call it conditioning and programming, but you don't have to have that forever. Like, even now I'm going through ongoing, healing processes and upgrades, which I'm going to tell you about as I have more to share. But it's a process, it's not a one and done. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion. Put onion in the chat just in case you know what I mean. It's kind of frustrating to me as a manifesting generator or express builder. I just want to be done, and I want to just get to the end and can we just get there? Are we there yet? That's not how it works when you're talking about healing. And so what I'm finding is that in this year, which is my Chiron return, I'm 50 this year. It means that I'm doing a lot of healing, and it's sometimes painful, and it's been a little bit of a roller coaster. And I was kind of sharing that with one of my good friends who also does massage, and yesterday, and he was telling me that gosh, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, about the healing. It's not a one and done. You have to be patient with yourself and just enjoy the process and don't take yourself too seriously. That's the message I keep getting. And I got it again today with another amazing healer that I'm going to introduce you to soon. So that's your message today is change the way you look at things. And I'm talking about yourself to start with, and the things you look at change. So instead of looking at these characteristics that you have and not liking them, now if you can look at them through a different lens, like human design, I can help you with that. Or another lens, like pick a lens, but the idea is change the way you look at yourself so that you can see how amazing you are and how much you have to offer the world. You are uniquely designed to be and do things that no one else is. You have a unique genius, and I really want to encourage you to find what that is, discover it. And, you know, if, anyway, I think you probably have it, but here it is. Go to what'smychart.com. It's free. Like, just look at yourself in a different way, and that will make the shift within so much easier. And let's see. So the first thing, oh yeah, and the last thing, and this is practical, and this is immediately useful, and this is relevant. This is what one of my clients said to me on the phone today. She said, I don't have time for all that intellectual stuff. Like, I don't really want to go into a deep reading of my human design because I need it to be practical. She said, I'm really overwhelmed, and I'm just too busy, and I just don't have time for all that. I need it to be practical. So I said, okay, I'm going to share with you something now that you can use right now. Are you ready? Are you willing? Are you able? She finally said yes. And so I said, repeat after me. So I'm inviting you now to repeat after me, whatever you're going through, the shift within, the shift in your world, the craziness at work, the craziness in your family, a craziness in your community, or lack of community. I heard that a lot this last weekend too. Whatever you're going through, healing, a lot of internal healing. I have a feeling I'm not the only one that's going through a lot of internal healing right now. Whatever it is, say this out loud. I choose to make this change fun and easy. I choose to make this change fun and easy. It can be fun and easy when you make that choice. And I talk a lot about the energetic framework that you create with your words, with your intention. So you get to be in charge of how difficult or easy it is. And it starts with a decision. You have to make a choice, and it's not a hard choice. Just, you have nothing to lose. Just say, I choose to make it fun and easy. And when you say that, you open up the door to a whole new reality, a whole new range of possibilities. You know, this one client that I was talking to, she was saying, this has actually happened with a couple of clients lately. They're like, I have all this junk in my house and I need to clean it up, and I just don't want to face it. And I remember when my mom had a 3,000 square foot, 3,000, I don't know, it was a big house. And she and all the kids had moved out. You know, I'm the oldest of 5, so I moved out a long time ago. I was in another country and everybody else moved out, and she was downsizing. She was going from a 6-bedroom house to a trailer. So crazy. I'm like, Mom, how are you even doing this? She was doing it to save money because she was buying her dream home in her dream location, which is the town where she grew up. And this was probably 20 years ago now. Anyway, she was going through this change of trying to get rid of stuff, and it was overwhelming to her. And every time I'd call her to see how she was doing, she would cry. And I just felt my heart would just break, and I wished that I was there. And so I finally hired, I actually hired family members to go and help her. And it was frustrating to me that I had to hire them. But anyway, I was glad they were willing and able to go and help her in the end to move. And so as she moved out, imagine 6 bedrooms full of stuff from 5 kids. Actually, there were more represented because her second husband had 5 kids as well, although they were older. But a lot of people's stuff in the house, right? And you know how it is when kids leave home, they just leave their stuff. And what are you going to do with it? You don't want to throw it away, but yet you don't have room anymore to store it. What are you going to do? You got to let it go. And so my point is, if you're in that category, if you're in that situation where you have a lot of stuff to go through, trust me, I had to move. I had to get out of 3 different places all at once. Like, I was moving out of my Airbnb, moving out of an apartment, moving into a house about a year ago. And it was a lot of moving, and I had to get rid of a lot of stuff, and I didn't want to get rid of it. And I just dreaded that whole process of like going through my stuff and packing and moving and like yard sales and putting it on Facebook Marketplace and finally just giving most of it away. And even then I had a hard time giving it away. Like, let me know in the comments if you've had that experience. You're like, what? This is valuable stuff. I can't believe nobody wants it, even for free. So my point is, if you are in the middle of this type of change, please make it easier on yourself by choosing a different reality. And it starts with saying, I choose to make this change fun and easy. I know it might sound silly to you. It might sound ridiculous that I'm telling you all you have to do is say it, but trust me, just try it. Like when you say it and you really have an intention to let it be fun and easy, a whole world will open up and it will be different. So let me know in the comments if you have tried this, if you can share with others, because it will be encouraging to someone else to see that it's not just me talking about it. Like I've been sharing this with a lot of people for years and it works. So just try it if you're in this change. And if you're in the situation where you have a bunch of stuff that you need to go through and you don't want to handle it yourself, why not put it in your gratitude journal? I'm so happy and grateful that I have someone else to help me through this. And it doesn't even need to be somebody you hire. You might be thinking, I don't have money to hire somebody to do it. What if somebody showed up out of the blue and decided to help you? This happened to one of my relatives who was moving, and she said this, and my cousin was looking for something to do, and she had unlimited funds, and she literally came and helped my it was actually I think it was my uncle. I heard the story from my mom. She showed up, she had a credit card, and she literally hired the dumpster to come and be brought, and they just started dumping stuff in. And my other cousin came from another state, and they helped I think it was my uncle, they helped him move. So he did not have to pay them. They wanted to do it because there was something in it for them to look through the stuff and, you know, take things that they wanted. And then there was funds available that he didn't have to worry about. And somebody else was generous enough to share where they could just dump all the stuff that they didn't need anymore. It was a lot of junk. When my aunt died, you know, it was just, she was kind of a pack rat, to be honest. And so there was a lot of junk that needed to just go. And so the reason I share this story is to give you ideas that it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be painful, and it doesn't have to be the way that you're imagining it. So spend a couple minutes doing your gratitude practice today and imagine what it would look like, what it would feel like if you had help, if you had support, and then just write it down as if it's true. I'm so happy and grateful that I have support. I have whatever it takes for you. I have other people that help me go through my stuff. I have other people come and do it for me. You know, whatever it is that's your fantasy about how to make this happen, you just never know. You have nothing to lose. It might happen. I can't guarantee it. I mean, there's so many factors and variables, but I'm telling you, it works. It's worked for me. It's worked for my clients. Like, you have nothing to lose. So instead of being overwhelmed today with whatever you're overwhelmed with, make the shift within fun and easy. And I'm going to give you a quick recap in case you just joined us. We start with the gratitude practice, 10 minutes a day. The second thing we do is we change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. So get a human design reading. Get the free one if you can't afford it. Like, just get it. Just get something. Look at yourself in a different way. Learn about how amazing you are. You are amazing. The fact that you're drawn to this, I'm telling you, you are here for a reason. And if you want help to find out what you're hardwired for, schedule a reading with me. There's a link at the bottom. So that's the second step. And the third step is just make the choice and just say, I choose to make this fun and easy. When you choose to make it fun and easy, you will be amazed at what can open up before you. And then you imagine what you want and you put it in your gratitude practice, and you will see that you are fully supported, that everything happens not to you, but for you. And you will see miracles opening up. You saw the video at the beginning of Cassie's story about how she started using the gratitude practice. So I just want to encourage you. There it is again, www.activateyourlifepurpose.com. Sign up, try it out. It's free. It's 10 minutes, 10-minute video will explain to you all the reasons why, what you do, how you do it, why you do it. Watch the video, try it out, and let me know. Let me know what your results are. I can't wait to share them. Thank you for being part of the Know Yourself Revolution. Together, we can positively impact 5 billion people by 2025. Through frequency, collaboration, and alignment. Join me tomorrow for another Know Yourself Revolution Live. I will have a special guest with me, and we will talk about healing and shortcuts to healing. I look forward to seeing you then.